All right, so here we are. There's no flashy intro, no introduction, whatever. I've been playing Sonic Racing Cross Worlds. It's a great game, but one thing that me and many others have been complaining about is that the music sounds super weird. Not in the way that it was composed, but in the way that it's mixed in the game. So what I did was I went and found some of the tracks online from Sega themselves, and then also recorded the in-game audio. When you want to select a track and you want to play it, it is chosen by multiplayer vote. And luckily, a lot of people like Apatos, so it was chosen quite frequently. Otherwise, it would have been really annoying to keep restarting and restarting. And then if Apatos was in the list and it didn't get picked, I could not quit the game because then I get penalized for quitting when the race is starting. So I just had to play a random race. And then we're going to cut this one. Now this one is... that one is a little louder, so we'll just we're just gonna turn it down so it's just about the same. We'll take it down like -10. You can tell that there is an immediate difference. Yeah, there is definitely a difference here. And as another example, here is Alaska, the one from the Sega channel. Game. Outside. Game. Outside. So you can already see that for whatever reason in the game, they just like boosted a bunch of the mids, and we can actually see that on this equalizer. So we'll just pull this up and we'll play, we'll do Apatos again. Keep an eye on the equalizer. So you just like boosted all these frequencies like right in here. So I'm going to reproduce what they did in the game on this Sega track. Why they did this, I don't know. Maybe they thought you would hear the music better or something, but it's just not to play, man. It's not to play. So what'd they do? They boosted right around like 600. So right around here. So we're gonna play this one. So what they do. Yeah, they brings it right there. They also like took out some of the highs too, it looks like. So we're just gonna run this back and try to recreate that. Looks like they cut some highs. Yeah, so it looks like they cut some. They also cut some highs out, which just makes the track. But no, they might not have even done that. They might have done this. So we're just gonna roll that off. All right, so I did a little bit of tinkering around. And so this is not exact, but I believe it mimics closely to what they did to the thing. So they put, they used a couple of peak EQs, and I raised this one around like the 750 kilohertz to around 7 dB. Raised another one around like 200 hertz, but really it's in this range between like 300 and 800 hertz they like boosted it 5 to 7 dB and kind of like boosted the bass a bit, and it kind of rolled off the high end. And I'm guessing they did that so that the sound effects would stand out, because I'm gonna turn this one off for a second, and I'll show you what that is for in a minute. But so you'll see, here's the one that's in game. It's not exactly the same, but it is the same. So if I turn this EQ off, it sounds completely different. The thing that they also do in the game is when sound effects play, they duck the music so that you can hear the sound effects, so that like they can have like more impact. So what I'm going to do now is try to mimic that, just so we can see how it looks in the game. Now the game's doing this in real time. They're not like doing it in like Logic or something. They're using ADX, which is a audio middleware tool, somewhat like Wise or Fmod. But anyway, so we're gonna add a compressor to this, and we want the sound. I'm gonna name this something that makes sense, to like game SFX. So anyway, we're gonna do a sidechain, and we're gonna say game SFX here. Turn that one on and turn this one on. And this isn't gonna be exact, but you'll kind of see what it sort of sounds like. And please excuse the terrible gameplay. I am not great. Also, I'm playing it through PlayStation Remote Play, so it's there's lag, but whatever. Not the point. So we're going to play this. This is usually like low pass filter. Okay, so I do have some gameplay. So here's what it sounds like in the game. I think I had the music turned down in this one. So in my version, I'll turn this one down a little bit. So let's see what it sounds like without their mixing on it. That is quite high. Now let's turn it up and see what it sounds like. I don't know. To me, it kind of sounds a little bit better. Maybe the highs are a little bit high. But that, compared to this, I still think sounds better. I'm gonna see if I can fix one of the other tracks that they don't have direct audio for, which is, I believe it's Rainbow Garden. More superb gameplay. It does some kind of like audio ducking beforehand, but it has some kind of like look ahead audio. It just knows when to do it, because it knows when it's going to play the sound file. But here we don't have that exact luxury. I mean, we actually kind of do, but here's what I was able to kind of recreate with it. It's not perfect, but here is what we have. It's not exact, but it kind of ducks when louder sound effects happen and stuff. So now what I'm going to try to do is undo their EQ move. So I'm basically doing the opposite of what I'm doing. So as we can see, we have this EQ, but we're not going to turn it on because that would just make it sound even crazier. Let's see. Well, that's real crazy. Some of the songs do sound like that though, which is especially like in E Stadium or in Water Palace. It sounds especially bad. Especially like when the vocals and stuff come in. That sounds especially not great in my opinion. But we're gonna just add another channel first to do some of the most egregious stuff. So this was 750 hertz at 7.1. So we'll do around and then what else did they do? 300 hertz around. What was it? 300 hertz around 208 around 8? No, what is this? Oh, okay. 4 dB, 380 around 4 dB. So 308 around. Oh yeah! That's right. 308 around 4 dB. And then they did that. But even that, just that alone just sounds better to me. It doesn't sound like the whole thing's in like a weird cup. And now we can actually turn this up. Oh, wait, I want to get with these vocals because that is where it sounds like really worse, really bad. So let's turn this off. This is what I think it should sound like. Let me know if you think it sounds better. Again, not perfect, but man, come on, guys. And this is what it sounds like just by itself. And the compressor's still on, so it's still like cutting it on and off. But you get the idea. That's all I have for you. I come out with new tracks semi-regularly. I just came out with one for Ridge Racer. You can go check that out. It's on the channel, Beer Cream Core. I'm here on SoundCloud. I stream Tuesdays, making music. I stream Thursdays on my other channel, VidNXV, playing video games. As you can see, not very well. So that's that, and I'll see you guys later. Dreamcore signing out. Yo, editor Dreamcore saying to like, subscribe. There's a hype button now for some people on YouTube, so do that. That'd be cool. Peace. Be blessed.